Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video, I'm covering mechanics task for patch point 12.9. As the new wipe just happened recently, we're updating all our task guides to the most up-to-date for you guys. If there's any changes, we'll make sure there's a pinned comment down below. But guys, without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So once you hit level 2 and you unlock mechanic, you'll have Gunsmith part 1 and the introduction task. Starting off with the introduction task, you are required to go into woods, and near the plane crash on the RUAF side of the map, there is a little sniper hut, and underneath that sniper hut, you'll see a white piece of paper. Pick up that piece of paper, which is Jaeger's message, survive and extract the raid, and you can hand it in. This will make it so you unlock Jaeger, and then you can move on to his quest line if you want to, but you'll have the first mechanic task done. Now, next up, we have Gunsmith part 1. Now, I'm only going to explain Gunsmith part 1 and 2. And the main reasons behind that is the Gunsmith tasks change a lot, particularly when they modify the ergonomics on gun parts and all that kind of stuff. And they are modding the Gunsmith quest as well. So Gunsmith part 1 and 2 unlocks farming part 1 and goes down its own quest line. And then signal part 1, which goes down its own quest line as well. So once I explain those two, what I recommend doing for Gunsmith part 3 onwards is go to the link down below. We'll go to the wiki page and you can check out each of these quests on the wiki page, and it'll give you the most up-to-date information for these Gunsmith tasks. Now, sometimes these things change even for the wiki guys, and so they have to update it as well. And that's how frequently some of these Gunsmith tasks change. So please bear with us. But for the most part, my Gunsmith part 1 and 2 builds should be fairly straightforward and keep you out of the shit. So then that way you can move on to the following quest. Now, for Gunsmith part 1, what you need to do is you want to get the barter trade for mechanic part 1, where you get the MP133 shotgun, and that will come with the Remington tactical choke. Now, depending on how the builds go from there, you need to get a plastic pistol grip from found in raid, or it doesn't have to be found in raid, but you need to find one in a raid, and then you put that pistol grip onto that shotgun. Then you need to take off the sight and all the other stuff, and then you will be down to a 4-square shotgun. And it comes down to the time, like you put a foregrip on it, being the KAC from Peacekeeper Works. You'll need to put an NC Star, like tactical from skier level 1, which would go on a Sprut mount. Now, generally that will get you over the line, but if it doesn't, you might need to play around a little bit, but that should get you past Gunsmith part 1. Now, after you complete Gunsmith part 1, Gunsmith part 3 will also be unlocked as well as Gunsmith part 2. And then once you complete Gunsmith part 2, you can unlock the signal quest line. So you've got options here. For Gunsmith part 2, it'll give you the AKS-74U. Once you have the AKS-74U, you can either do the craft in the hideout for the 60-round mag, or you can try and find one in raid, but the craft is easily the best, or wait till you're level 10 to buy the part. And then you need a B-11 handguard, which has a barter trade from mechanic level 1, where you need a green lithium battery and 2 D-bats, and then you can have the foregrip from there, or the handguard from there. Once you have that handguard, you need to get a Tango Down Stubby and a Tapco Source style pistol grip. And the easiest way to do this, it's not cheap, but it's to spend a heap of money on Peacekeeper by either buying dollars, which you're going to use later on anyway, or just buying and selling back and forth from Peacekeeper until you've got the money spent. And then from Peacekeeper level 2, you can buy these 2 items and then finish the gun. You will need to take off the muzzle brake and then hand it in. From there, you will have farming part 1, signal part 1 unlocked, and you can move along the rest of the Gunsmith quest line. The only quest that I would highly recommend you get to at least with the Gunsmith quest line is to finish either Gunsmith part 5 or 6. I'm fairly confident it's Gunsmith part 5, which will unlock the Tarkov shooter series, and you can start working on the Tarkov shooter series. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, let's move on to the other quests. So starting off with farming part 1. Now, this one requires you to go into factory, and you need to take in a set of tools, and you need to go to the forklift side of the map. There'll be these big red flashing lights. There's one in the glass window area and one in the forklift area, and you need to place these toolkits down or fix the tool circuit areas. Once you finish fixing these 2 spots, survive and extract the raid, and you complete farming part 1. Now for farming part 2, you need to find in raid 2 power cords, 4 T-shaped plugs, and 2 circuit boards. Now, the power cords and circuit boards are most easily found in computers. If you go into interchange, there's a heap of computer rooms across the entire map. I'll have them highlighted on the map so you guys can see them. But go into those computer rooms and search the computers and you'll find these in no time. Then what you need to do is go to filing cabinets and search filing cabinets, and you shouldn't take too long to find the T-shaped plugs. The other option is you look at technical supply crates and toolboxes to pick up these T-shaped plugs. Next, we have farming part 3. For this one, you need the customs office key and to go into customs. And you go into the big red warehouse, and in the breach room where you do get the item from delivery from the past, on the left, as soon as you enter, there'll be a big cardboard box. Loot the graphics card box and survive and extract the raid to hand this one in. Handing in this quest unlocks Shooter Born in Heaven. So this is a quest you want to try and get done as soon as possible. Then that way you can passively do Shooter Born in Heaven as you're getting all the other quests done in the game. Farming part 4. For this quest, you need to hand in 8 found in raid CPU fans. So when you're searching the computers, pick up the CPU fans as well. And 3 graphics cards. Now, the graphics cards can spawn in multiple locations throughout the game. You can craft them in the hideout at the intelligence center. But the best places to get the graphics cards is the tech stores within Interchange, or you can sometimes find them in West 216 on the Shoreline Resort, or East 222 on the desk there. There are some other spawns throughout the map, but throughout the game, but they're pretty much your main 2 on Shoreline that work quite well. At Interchange, you're going to the tech stores, being Rasmussen, Techno or Techo, and then Tech Light up the top. And sometimes inside the Idea office area, you can find them as well. Once you have all these found in raid, you hand them in, you'll complete farming part 4. All right, so moving back to Signal part 1. Now, for this one, after you've completed Gunsmith part 2, you'll have Signal part 1 unlocked. You need to go into Shoreline and you need to go to the big radar tower. When you go up there, go to where all the satellite dishes are and you'll have the first signal source found. And the second one is located on top of the roof of the west wing. Once you go up on top of the west wing, you'll see a signal dish towards the middle of the resort area. And once you go near that, all you need to do is survive and extract the raid and you can hand that in. Signal part 2 requires you to find 3 PC CPUs found in raid, 3 rechargeable batteries, 3 circuit boards, and 3 broken G-phones. Now, the CPUs and circuit boards can be found in computers as well as the tech stores, and the broken G-phones are really popularly found in tech stores as well. So those tech stores on Interchange are your best place to go. Otherwise, technical supply crates can work in your favor here, but they're not as common. And lastly, the rechargeable batteries. The best place to find these in the game are the filing cabinets, but you can also find them in technical supply crates as well. Now, for Signal part 3, you want to place jammers on Shoreline. Now, you need to go back to the same locations for Signal part 1, being the radar tower and the roof of the west wing. But then there's also one more tower that's located near the road to customs extract. You need to go over there and mark the tower as well. And after you've marked all 3 of these locations, survive and extract the raid, and you will hand this in. All right, Signal part 4. For this one, you need the memory skill to level 4. So the fastest way to level up the memory skill is by looting in general. So your charisma, attention skills and stuff like that. So if you just continue playing the game like normal, you shouldn't take too long to have memory level 4. But usually by the time you get to this quest, you just hand it straight in. Insider. For this quest, all you need to do is get to loyalty level 3 with Prepper. So just keep doing your quests for Prepper, and you'll be able to hand this quest straight in. Scout. Now, this one requires you to go into Factory, and you need to go to the 3 extracts of Factory. The one thing about this one is you don't need to actually go completely into the extract. You can go up to the doors of the extract. So even if you don't have a factory key at this stage, run to the forklift side of the map, go down into the tunnel section. There's the door underneath the staircase there. We used to call it single player spawn. I'm not really sure what people call it now, but the single player spawn side of the map, it's the far other side to the forklift. You go up to the doorway there for the extract, and then the last one is the main extract. Once you go to these 3 locations, all you need to do is survive and extract the raid, hand the quest in, and you get 2 big coins, which is worth a shitload of money at the moment. Next, we have Bad Habit. For this one, you need to get 5 Marlboro, 5 Strike, and 5 Wilston cigarettes found in raid and hand them in. So the fastest and quickest way you're going to get this one done is going to reserve or any of the maps with ration supply crates and just loot the ration supply crates. You'll get this super fast. Other options is you go to duffel bags and jackets. But reserve, hermetic door, bunker, getting those 4 keys down in the bunker there, handing these in nice and quick. The one other thing about this is there is no follow-on quest for this quest, so you don't have to get it done really quickly. So just over time, as you find these, you can get this one done. Psycho Sniper. Now, this quest requires you to have Sniper level 9. Now, I did touch on this with the Peacekeeper guide, as there is a mentor task that gives you 3 skill levels in Sniper, and it unlocks when you get up to Wet Job Part 6. So if you're getting to the point where you're getting up to these quests, just keep leveling up your Sniper skill until you get to level 5, then hand in the mentor quest, and that will get you up to level 8. Now, the next quest I'm going to talk about, A Shooter Born in Heaven, gives you 1 level in snipers, and that will get you to level 9. So then that way you don't have to worry about like trying to level up any further, and you can hand in Psycho Sniper, which also gives you points in 2 points levels in intel, 1 in stress resistance, and 1 in perception. Now, for Shooter Born in Heaven, you need to go into Woods, Reserve, Shoreline, and Customs and get 100-meter headshots 3 times on each of those maps. You don't need to use a bolt action rifle. You don't have to use anything special. You can go in with an M4. My personal preference is a Valde or a Voodoo sight on a M4 or like an M1A or something with a quite quick firing rate that you can make quick taps on someone at distance, and you'll be able to get this quest done fairly quickly. Now, I have a complete guide for this quest already. However, it's slightly out of date because it's got interchange on it instead of reserve, and it's on my to-do list to update. I'll put a link down below to that. And then once I've updated it, I'll put a link down below to the new one instead, showing all my secret little spots and locations for that quest, because I know a lot of people have issues with it. And I want to make sure I make a new up-to-date one, including reserve, to help speed up people getting through that difficult quest. It's actually one of my favorite quests in the game because it requires a little bit of skill of trying to get long range and taking the headshots and finding people. But it's also quite a difficult, annoying quest for a lot of people as well. So be patient. My advice right here is, guys, get you into a location where there's traffic and high traffic flow of people moving past. Get to a spot that you know that's at least 100 meters from that high traffic area with a big clean view line of sight, and then just be patient. And it might take you a couple of raids, and then sometimes you'll get 3 in the one raid. So just, yeah, keep that in mind. When you go to these maps, high traffic flow areas with at least 100 meters, and just be patient. Fertilizers. For this one, you need to find 5 wires and 5 capacitors found in raid. You can craft these both in the hideout, and that would be the fastest and easiest way. But if you are trying to find them yourself, computers are the quickest and easiest way that you'll get this quest done. Import. For this quest, you need to find a RFID reader in raid and a VPX flash storage in raid. This can be quite difficult. You can go into labs and go to the locations that these spawn. I'll make sure there's a map and a video going in the background so you guys can see these spawns. But unfortunately, it is quite difficult to get in that raid, find these items, survive the raid, and hand them in. So my recommendation is keep working on that hideout, get the intel center to level 3, and then craft these in the hideout, and then you don't have to worry about the RNGesus that comes along with this game. The chemistry closet. For this quest, all you need to do is go into the East Wing 110 room, and the key is called the key with tape on it, or the key with tape, or the tape key. And you can buy this on the flea market depending on the time of the month and the wipe. Sometimes it's cheap, sometimes it's not. If you want to farm this key yourself, Sanitar generally has this key on him, and so that's your other option. The best bet and the easiest bet is if you just wait like 20 minutes, this office is nearly always open because there's a very high chance for LEDXs to spawn in there. So the other option is you just wait for people to go in there, and then you can just go in a little bit later and then survive and extract the raid and hand it in. All right, guys, so that is it for the mechanic task guide. Now, I know I didn't do the gunsmith task. I have done videos on that in the past, but they really do go out of date within sometimes days. They make so many changes to ergonomics and recoil, and it honestly, the best bet is to just go down to that Wikipedia page. I do this every single wipe, and I just use the wiki page because it keeps up to date fairly consistently. And then if it's not up to date, guys, use your brain. All right, you can use the presets in the game to try and figure these out yourself, and it shouldn't be too difficult. There's usually just 1 or 2 little changes you need to do from the Wikipedia's advice to be able to get these over the line. I know there's been people freaking out and raging at the wiki guys because they were too ergonomic short, and all they had to do was change a foregrip, for example. So guys, don't be that person. All right, don't be a douchebag. Just use your brain a little bit. And hopefully you'll be able to get through most of those pretty straightforward with the Wikipedia's help. Besides that, I do try and help out the wiki guys with a lot of these quest stuff and when there's issues and discovering stuff. So they help me out and I help them out. So they are a great bunch of people and they work really hard at trying to get that information out to you guys. So yeah, if you get an opportunity to be on the wiki, Discord, make sure you say hi to them. They're a good bunch of lads. Besides that, guys, that is it for this video. If you found it useful, please do take the time to comment and like for the YouTube algorithm. It helps out the discoverability. We put out these guides and we reset the whole view account. And so it does really help out when you guys can, help out with the exposure because they'll go to the bottom of the search list every time we make them. Usual drill, sub, notification bell if you want to keep up to date with all the information. If you've got any questions, comments below or hit me up on my live stream. I do stream on Twitch every day of the week. I try my best to answer every question I can. But besides that, guys, lastly, I'll see you next time.